If you're wondering how sanctuary cities operate, it's not like Gavin Newsom sits there and picks up his gavel and then bangs it and says, no more arresting illegal immigrants. It's that when you let in, I think at this point, the estimates are upwards of 40 million illegal immigrants. Because I'm not talking about in the past 4 years, I'm talking about of all time. They are going to have family and friends in positions of power, and that is root corruption. And then you're going to have a cop or a judge, and they're going to have friends and they're going to have family members. And so when they come across the illegal immigrant and they're like, hey, I'm from this place, don't arrest me, the guy goes, you got it, buddy. Stay safe out there. This is the destruction of American community. We talked about this with Reagan's amnesty back in, I think it was like the 80s or whatever. You had a bunch of people who came to this country illegally. Reagan gave them an amnesty. And then when they had children, those kids were presented with a proposition to strip public funds from illegal immigrants. They wouldn't be able to receive public benefits. This was the last time, I forgot what year it was, but this is the last time that California voted Republican. Because all of these children of illegal immigrants said, okay, then we vote Democrat because we want public funding for illegal immigrants. And then California's been blue ever since.
It's kind of the same thing with the Dreamers, too. I think that's why that's such a hot topic and why it's such a sensitive topic and why the Democrats are so invested in that vis-a-vis the Republicans.
It's their investment.
Yeah. So a friend of mine just actually sent me a message and said that sometimes there are customs violations that ICE will pick people up for. Now, I'm not sure what kind of violation she might have had. He's a former law enforcement as well.
Okay.
But yeah,
I kind of think they arrested her because she was harboring a illegal immigrant at the minimum and a Tren de Aragua member at the worst.
Yeah, but I've
actually not at the worst. The worst could be that she's in TDA as well, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing that
seems like if that were the case, then the police would arrest her. So it's quite strange. I just want to kind of vent about something. Earlier today, I saw
you complain about your Taco Bell.
A tweet from the White House account on X, and it was about Abrego Garcia, actually, not this situation. And it was this like AI generated 4-panel cartoon, and the caption was like, "Cross illegally and join a gang, get deported," and end of story. And I just don't understand why it needs to get to that point where someone is committing monstrous crimes other than illegally crossing for us to justify deporting them. Why does it need to be you're literally MS-13 for us to feel okay about deporting you?
Just send them all home.
Why is the bar so low? I feel like our expectations are being set so low for what they're capable of doing. And we were promised and we mandated mass deportations, not deportations of just gang criminals.
Well, you know, if you look at when I watch Fox and Friends in the morning, you know, I wake up, I'm making waffles for the wife and the baby, and then I put on Fox and Friends. There's these commercials with Kristi Noem where she's like, leave now or else. And, you know, the real thing is they say is you can leave now and then reapply to come back legally. And you can, but if you get caught here, and then you're banned for life.
Yeah, I feel like that's also pretty low bar. Like, leave and then come back. I don't want them to come back.
You know, I kind of don't think they will.
Laws.
You know, like my attitude is, you know, the Trump administration is like, if you leave now, we promise you'll come back, and then as soon as you walk out, they just close the door and lock it.
Is that the plan?
I mean,
do I need to trust it? Is that the plan that I need to trust?
Well, you wouldn't trust it anyway.
I wouldn't trust it anyway, but...
Like, to be honest, you know, you look at David Hogg in the DNC, and he said, we're going to put $20 million into primarying old incumbents who need to get out of the way. You should retire now before we come after you. And what happened? Dick Durbin says, I quit. It's the smart thing to do to say, it's like this leave and then you can maybe come back later. It probably gets rid of the largest amount of illegal immigrants because they fear getting banned for life.
I don't know. Call me naive, but I just thought mass deportations meant interior removals.
Who does it?
Millions.
Who?
And that's not really
Who does it?
happening.
Who does it?
I think that's what all the ICE, you know, symbolics was with Dr. Phil, with Kristi Noem, you know, going on those hunts in the city of Chicago and other big cities around the country. I think that's kind of what that was about.
Yeah, here's the reality. Mass physical removal is impossible.
You're talking millions of people. So
it's
why would it be promised then?
Get your
well,
vote.
because they didn't promise you that. You just think they did.
Well, yeah, that actually is true, because if you read between the lines or you listened between the lines, they were always saying, we're focusing on the criminals.
Indeed.
Even though they're all criminals, but the violent criminals.
They also did say and are saying today, self-deportation will be the most effective means of removal.
And I mean, that may be true. But they have to apply pressure to the people that are hiring illegals.
How do we even track those results?
Which ones?
The
Self-deportation?
self-deportations. It seems like something you can't even quantify by the end of this administration.
You know, I got to be honest. I think it might be impossible.
Yeah.
Especially, look, here's what we're looking at right now. The Trump administration's got, what, a year before squishy Republicans start crying because the children of illegal immigrants are demanding they defend illegal immigrants. And I mean, you know, with all due respect, we've had members of timcast call in and say, like, a family member's an illegal immigrant, they're getting deported. What do I do? And I say, you can go home. Like, you can bring your family home. This is what we've been talking about. You don't get to break our laws and take from the American people. It's just not a reality. But you got a year. At the same time, judges are issuing, rogue judges are issuing unconstitutional orders. You've got the media lying about due process. The new narrative that they're pushing is that Trump wants to strip trials away from illegal immigrants. This may shock you. Illegal immigrants never received trials. There is no trial due process for illegal immigrants. Never existed. And so they're lying because they're trying to stop Trump from being able to deport. A rogue judge will then enforce that. And then Trump deports what? Maybe a couple 100,000 before he's out of office?
Just for clarity, the narrative that they're pushing about due process, they're conflating illegals with people that are here looking for asylum. Asylees get a hearing about their asylum claims. Illegals just get sent out. But the Democrats are perfectly comfortable conflating those two things so that way the American public is confused.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.